Good morning, everyone. 11 o'clock a.m. UK time. This is the Total Mind Fitness Wellbeing Workout with myself, Dov Benyaacov-Kurtzman. And what a beautiful day it is here in Manchester. Beautiful sunny day, warm day, a delightful day in this very surreal world we're living in. So, just waiting now to give people time to come on. So if you're here, say good morning, say hello in the comments. Let's see who's going to join us. This will be our last Total Mind Fitness workout for the holiday break, and we'll be back on the 20th of April. So let's just see that we're coming in live in all the places that we want to come in. Okay. So wonderful. People coming in, just say hello in the comments so we know that who's here and so on. Wonderful to have everybody in. I'm so excited. We've been really doing these Total Mind Fitness workouts for like 2 weeks now. This is the third week of our lockdown here in the UK. And tell me how you guys are getting on. Tell me what's going on with you. We've been doing this every morning. We're building a community together. We're going through this together. That's the main thing. That's one of the things we've been finding out about when we're talking to all these experts that come on every day also. We've been finding out that one of the main things based in solid science is the fact that we have this sense of community. So it's new for me, it's new for you. This is the situation, this is the world we live in, and we're doing the best we can to get through it. So please don't hesitate to put your comments in the comment section so I can see that you're here and what's going on with you. That's the main thing. We live in. Oh, just a second. Got a little bit of a, yeah. So wonderful to see people joining up. It's Wednesday, the 8th of April. Really important. Some people asking me, why do you keep telling us what day it is? As if we don't know what day it is. Well, this is something that I want everybody to learn to do at the moment, because it's really important that we, when we're living in these circumstances, we're in the same place every single day. Day and night starts to get a little bit fluidic. So sometimes we get up a bit later in the day, we're going to bed a little bit later at night, lights are on, and so we begin to kind of get disorientated. Sometimes we wake up, we don't really know what day it is, because every day is kind of the same. It's just a repeat of the day before. And that can cause us a kind of an institutionalization, which means that we will become disorientated. And especially if you've got young children in the house, their schedules, their whole orientation of life comes to getting up in the morning, going to school means it's a school day. Getting up in the morning, not going to school must mean that it's a holiday or a weekend day. When they go to school, they learn this and this, or they have this teacher at this time and this day. And so it orientates them. We have these anchors in our life that orientates us to the time, the day, the season, and so on. But when we're living under these conditions that we're in just now, kind of a submarine kind of conditions, every day is kind of looking the same. And so that can put us out of sync. It can put us into a disorientation mode. So really important to stress the calendar, what day it is, what time it is. Do morning activities, do afternoon activities, do evening activities, night activities, going to sleep, and introducing the date. What date is it? What day is it? And so on. If there's festivals, if there's holidays coming up, it's Bank Holiday Monday, Bank Holiday whatever, this festival, that festival. It's really important. It's springtime now. When you've just started springtime, it's wonderful, it's sunny. This is really, really important. And I stress that to give us that sense of orientation. That's really important. So lots of people joining in, which is wonderful. It's so great to have you here. It's so great to have this community. It's so great to really do this together. So Miri Moore is here. Janine Steen is in the house. Come on, guys. This is fantastic. Thomas McGowan is back. Wonderful. Thomas. Wow, we missed you, Thomas. We missed you. There's no obligation to come here, no obligation to come here on a daily basis. But there are some regulars here that when they're not here, big holes. Miss you terribly. So wonderful. Good morning to you, Thomas. So let's see. Got lots of nice things here. So Thomas says, good morning. Wonderful. If you want your name up, if you want the comments, get it up. Now, obviously, this is Facebook Live. We're on also on YouTube Live. So share, like, tag, and watch party. Get it onto your groups. Get everybody involved here. Let's get everybody on board. Let's see what we can do with the little time that we have together this morning. Get in. Get involved. Start putting comments on, asking questions, giving your views. What's actually happening to you to do? How are you today? Right? Yeah, the likes, the hearts. Get it. Let's get this party going. All right? We can't mellow in the gloom and the doom of the world. Yeah, we're going through hard times. Yes, we've got worries, and we've got, health worries, health anxiety, economical worries, financial worries. We're all stuck in our submarines. All right? We've got all this. We've got plenty doom and gloom. Let's bring, at least for this half an hour together, let's bring a little bit of excitement. Let's bring a little bit of togetherness. Let's bring a little bit of community. Let's bring a little bit of love. Let's bring a little bit of joy. That's what this is all about. Okay? This is before we go on the break for the holiday period, this is the last Total Mind Fitness Wellbeing Workout until the 20th of April. So we're going out for a little bit of a holiday. So let's get together. Let's share, like, tag, watch party. Let's get comments going. Let's see who you are, what's going on out there. All right. So Avril Ehrlich says, good morning, everyone. Absolutely. That's what we need to do. We have to say good morning to everybody. We're part of this. We're all going through this together. We're all in the same boat. All right. We're all in the same boat. And that's something that we really need to know. Right. So Suri says crap. So tell us a little bit about that crap. What do you mean? What's going on? What's happening? What's crap? Let's deal with this. Let's get it out there. Find out. Tell us, Suri, what is it? Really important that you've come on. Really important that you're sharing that with us. So let's get a little bit of what's going on. And even if you don't want to share it, we're all with you in this. All right? We're all in the crap. It's okay. Let's be together in the crap with you, Suri. All right? So if you want, tell us a little bit what more is going on. And if you don't want, that's okay. We're all with you anyway. That's the most important thing, that we're the togetherness. And we've learned this. If you've been following over the time, if you've been joining the virtual conference, we were speaking to the leading psychologists, researchers, authors, counselors of the world, the leading ones. We're talking about state-of-the-art research and study, how we actually deal with all this kind of stuff. They've been giving us golden nuggets the whole time. So here's Shirley coming in. Just hate the stress before Passover. My husband has a food shop and it's chaos. Absolutely. Before holiday periods, it's worldwide. Okay? Before holiday periods, there's a lot of stress in general. Forget Corona time. There's a lot of stress in general. There's a lot of getting together. There's a lot of arrangements that have to be made. There's a lot of shopping that has to be done. There's a lot of designing and menus and what we're going to eat and how we're going to eat and so on and so forth. This is general. When it comes down to doing this during Corona time means we're doing it maybe alone. Okay, maybe we're doing it without, obviously without any guests. Maybe we've got guests that couldn't leave. Maybe we had guests and all of a sudden there's a lockdown and we've got people staying with us that not normally staying with us. Maybe we are doing it without our loved ones beside us, our children, our brothers and sisters, our parents. This adds to the pressure. This adds to the stress. This adds to the chaos. So what do we do? What do we do about this? Well, we're going to find out, because last night we spoke to Richard Bennett, we spoke to Jim Lucas, and they gave us some really, really good directions about how we're going to deal with this. So get those love hearts going, get those likes going, get the sharing going, the tagging going. So we've got here, Cassie Horowitz is in the house. Whoa! Can you believe it? It's only a few hours to go before the holiday time, and Cassie is taking time to join us here at the Total Mind Fitness Wellbeing Workout. Well done. Vered has joined. Vered is here. Fantastic. So let's get you. How are you doing today? Stick it in. Do not hold back. Share. Get it out there. Let's deal with it right now before we have to go into the holiday period. This is about the time. So Jim Lucas was on, good friend of mine, one of my very first teachers on how to deal with the human mind, the human body, behavior, and so on. And he gave us the best advice. In the middle of all this chaos, really, in the middle of all this chaos, in the middle of all the pressure, in the middle of all this rushing around, one of the most important things we've got to do, now this is paradoxical and it's going to seem strange, slow down. Slow things down. Okay? It's going to happen, but slow things down. All right? And when I'm talking about neurologically, biologically, psychologically, physiologically, if you want to get through this as healthily and as qualitatively and as efficiently as we can, right? Then we need to slow down, take the acceleration off the emotional part of our brain, put it onto the thinking part of our brain, and then we'll be able to get through this a little bit more efficiently, a little bit better, a little bit higher quality. If we're going to be on this rushing around mode, we're going to fire up the emotional side of our brain. We're going to fire up the threatening side of our brain. We're going to fire up the emotional emergency systems in our body. And we're going to be hijacked. Our mind is basically going to be hijacked by our emotions. Now, I don't know about you guys. I can guess, but I know about me. When I'm hijacked with my emotions, swept away. Mind starts churning out all sorts of thoughts, chaotic thoughts, distressing thoughts, disturbing thoughts. What about this? What about that? What happens if this doesn't happen? What happens if that doesn't happen? Oh my goodness, I've got to worry about that person, my mother, my father, my children, my friends. Oh my goodness, the whole world is going crazy. Starts to churn it out. My emotions start jumping on that roller coaster. Now, some people like that roller coaster. I tend to not like these things. But when your emotions start going on that fast roller coaster, you're feeling it, you're going all over the place. Your body starts to tense up. You're getting uncomfortable sensations in your body, right? Now, when all this is going on top of everything else, honestly, are you going to be able to think straight? Are you going to be able to enjoy the moment? Are you going to be able to appreciate what you've got? If you do, write into me now, because I need to see you. I haven't met somebody, a human being, that under those circumstances, when their mind's racing, their emotions racing, their body's going mad, that they can actually be in the present moment and enjoy what they're doing. It doesn't happen, okay? They are right up against each other. So all this chaos, all this rushing around, all this stress, if we're wanting to do it for a useful purpose, if we're wanting at the end of the day, the outcome to be that we have some satisfaction in our lives for this holiday, for this day, for this hour, that we need to behave in the best way, the most helpful way, the most useful way that we can actually be in the moment and appreciate it and get some joy out of it, right? So Vered says, gratitude for the reminder to slow down, feel our body, notice the breathing. Absolutely. That was exactly what Jim taught us last night, right? Slow down, breathe in, do it right now. Breathe in through our nose, hold in our lungs for a bit, and breathe out. And just make sure your breathing out is longer than the breathing in, okay? So as if you're smelling a flower, hold it, and then blowing out a candle longer than you smelled it. That'll bring your blood pressure down, bring your heart rate down. You can feel it already, the oxygen going around your body. Have gratitude for the breathing. The gratitude for the breathing at this time, where the enemy is this virus that will attack our lungs. So gratitude for the breathing. Slow down. Okay, thank you for that, Vered. That was brilliant. So write in, how are you guys doing today? Jane Silver is back in the house this morning. Jane, come on, how are you doing, Jane? How are you doing, Jane? Put it in the comments. How are you doing today? All right. So I'll tell you, for me, going through this Jewish holiday for the first time on my own has been the most profound experience. Okay, so yeah, I'm separated from my children, my grandchildren, my family, my mother I haven't seen for a few weeks now. I can't get to see her. I can't even communicate with her directly. So there's a lot of sadness there. There's a lot of missing there. There's a lot of grief going around there. Okay, and that's without the larger society of people going through such suffering and pain, and our prime minister being in intensive care, and people we know that have passed away. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But inside that, because I've learned out of these friends and these experts and these people giving us really, really good skills how to deal with this, I began to slow down. Okay, slow it down. We're not going anywhere soon. All right, so we can slow this down. When we slow it down, I began to get the quality out of the time that I've got now. Out of the hardship, as Richard Bennett last night taught us, if you open up the pain inside and have a look inside, you can find the value, you can find beauty, you can find the real important things in your life. Because if you didn't have that, then you wouldn't have the pain. The pain is, if you like, is a kind of a shell that comes because of what's inside. And if we look inside and bring out that value, that importance, what really matters to us. So if we have pain that we're not with our family at the moment, then it means that family is important to us. If family wasn't important to us, we wouldn't be having that pain. If we're having pain that there is a virus out there that can affect our good health, then good health is what's important to us. You see the pattern? You see what's going on here? If good health wasn't important to you, then you wouldn't care about all this. If you care and you have pain about your children and what you're going to do with them every day and how you're going to keep them occupied and how you're going to educate them and when they're not going to school, if we open up that pain, we can delve in and pick up gently the value of how important our children are to us. Don't take that for granted. There are people, and I've met them out there, that their children are not that important to them. So if your children are important to you and you have pain and how to deal with that, then open up that pain, look inside and pick up and look at it and appreciate the value on the other side of the coin of that pain, right? That is connecting to who you really are. If you have the pain of the stress and all the chaos around preparing for a holiday, slow down, open up that pain, dig in, and lift out the value of what matters, which is celebrating the holiday in the best way you possibly can, appreciating the holiday, connecting with what the holiday is teaching you. If it wasn't important to you, the holiday, if it wasn't something that mattered to you, then you wouldn't be experiencing the pain. They go together. Anything of a value and importance to us will have pain that goes with it. Anything of value and important to us, we don't want to lose. And so we worry about it. We don't want to lose, so there's a certain amount of pain that goes with it. Valuing that pain because it signifies what's important to us, what matters to us, is really important. So slowing down is really important. Malcolm Firth is here in the house. Malcolm is on the front line. Respect Malcolm. Malcolm is a frontline worker. He's working on the front line. Tell us about what's going on, Malcolm. Give us an idea what you're doing. What's happening down in your part of the world where you are. Where are you? What are you doing? You're a frontline worker. He's really out there. He's risking his life. He's out there dealing with the people that need it most. So give us an idea what you're doing, Malcolm. Come on, Malcolm. Share, like, and watch party, tag, get the hearts going, get the likes going. Let's see what's going on there. Malcolm, please tell us if you can, if you've got a second break from that wonderful work you're doing, tell us what you're doing and how you're getting on. Because we worry about you, we're concerned about you, we're thinking about you. Our prayers are going out to you and people like you in the NHS who are out there on the front line every single day, long shifts, putting their life in danger, putting the lives of their family in danger. That really amazing. Really, what can I say? That's another human being, how much they can actually dedicate to another human being in times of need is absolutely incredible when you think about it. So give us some comments. Let's see what's going on. We have another 10 minutes or so left. So let's start getting this going. How are you doing? What's going on with you? What part of your lives do you want to share with us so that we can be all in this with you together? So another thing that Jim taught us, okay, especially when he's got two young kids in the house, 6 and 8 years old, but even all ages. It doesn't matter if it's children. It doesn't matter if it's other adults, and it doesn't matter even if you're on your own. Okay, hold that. Know that there's going to be tension. Okay, know that things, living together, anybody living with somebody else, there's going to eventually be some sort of tension. Okay, so expect that and anticipate it. When you slow things down and understand that others are also in high revs, others are also in high tension. And he said to us, let's jump 5 years forward to this 5 years forward version of yourself. All right? Try it now. And then that 5 years forward version of yourself, look back to 2020, to the time of the coronavirus, to that period where you were all stuck in your homes and you were going through such turmoil and chaos. Look back 5 years from now and imagine that 5 year version of yourself looking back. What do you look towards yourself and say, you know what? I'm really proud the way that version of my 2020 self got through that coronavirus period, right? And what were the attributes? What were the attributes that you like about yourself that got you through? What were the values? What mattered really to you at that time that got you through and on the path and on the journey that took you to this new version of yourself in 2025? All right? Because we've got to remember what we do today, how we act today, how we behave today will influence how we will be in 2025, how we will be tomorrow. All right, so let's jump to 2025 and look back at ourselves in 2020 and say, you know what? Wow, look how I handled this. Look how I managed this. Look what was important to me at that time. Look what I did with my children. Look what I did with my family members. How did I manage to get through these holidays during all that chaos? Let's just lightly examine it. Be curious about it like a small child. How did you do that? Imagine someone asking you, how did you do that 5 years ago when the world was in the most surreal kind of place? How did you do that? And then bring that out. Tell the story to that curious child that's asking you how you got through the 2020 coronavirus pandemic. So Lilach has joined us. Lilach is in the house. Wonderful to see you again today. This is the last Total Mind Fitness Wellbeing Workout before the holiday period, and then we're going to be back on the 20th of April. So let us know in the comments how you're doing today. Let us know what's happening with you, and what's going on, and how you're enjoying the Total Mind Fitness Workout. Let's get some comments coming in. Let's see what's going on. All right. So we're talking today about slowing things down. We're talking today about all this emotion, this roller coaster, learning to surf these waves of the roller coaster. If we're going to fight the emotions, it's like fighting the waves of the sea, right? You ever been in the beach and tried to stop the waves? Crash right over you. You try to stop your emotions, it's going to crash right all over you. And then you've noticed these surfers, they use the waves to surf, bring joy to their life. Surfers, you ever spoken to a surfer? They love the waves. They love them. The bigger the waves, the better. And they get joy out of the waves because they've learned to surf the waves. Avril Ehrlich is here. Hold on. Wonderful comments coming in. So Avril says, inspirational and moving. You guys are inspirational and moving. This comment's coming in for you is inspirational and moving for me. This is mutual aid. This is mutual helping. This is what community is about, right? This is what it's about. So Verid says, we will miss you. Let us know how this special different Seder went for you. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to finding out myself. Can you believe it? So I'm going to tell the story to myself. Wow. I mean, how inspirational is that? I think I'll be crying through the whole thing, to tell you the truth. I'll be like wiping my eyes through the whole thing, right? So that's what it's all about. So Chag Sameach to you too, Verid. Fantastic. So that's what it's all about. Before I leave you to go off on your holiday period, no matter what holiday you're celebrating, even if you're not celebrating any holiday and it's just bank holiday weekend for you, even if it's not bank holiday weekend for you and you're just wanting to enjoy the day, the beautiful sunny day, the planet is being cleaned, the birds are singing, they're happier than ever, the animals in the jungle are happier than ever, the trees of the world are happier than ever. The air is cleaner than it's ever been for hundreds of years. Well, maybe not hundreds of years. But since the whole Industrial Revolution started to the beginning of the destruction of the planet. And now we're rivers are being replenished. Okay, so we have to look at these things. We have to appreciate what we've got in our life. The world has stopped for us. Okay, so up until before the coronavirus, we were moving, we were rushing. Me too, all right? So we were constantly on the move, all right? Up until a few years ago, I was working 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day sometimes, for many years, okay? Rushing, not stopping for anything. And now, the whole world, at the same time, has stopped. Now we can sit and wallow in our sadness. Yeah, we can do that. Or we can understand and acknowledge our sadness, our grief, our hardship, the chaos. We can hold it lightly. We can understand that it's there. We acknowledge it. Then move on and do the things that are important to us, even if it just means slowing down and accepting and understanding and being with, connecting to myself and others. So Verit says, Miri says, gratitude for the opportunity to practice mindfulness and the mind several times a day and listening to you, instead of a long distance stressful run towards physical and material gains. Absolutely, Marie Moore. You couldn't have said it better. We're always on the run. We're always looking for physical gains. We're always looking for material gains. I'm not knocking it completely, all right? I'm the first guy that would like to eat in a nice restaurant. I'm the first guy that likes to drive around in a nice car. I've done it all, right? I've had the fancy cars. I've had the fancy houses. I've eaten the fanciest restaurants. At the end of the day, really, okay, that's a lot of nonsense. We need enough to get through. We need enough to be comfortable. We need enough to keep safe. We need enough to keep healthy. But now is the time to connect to the spiritual side of us, the emotional side of us, the higher side of us. We have that skill. We have that inside us. We ignore it so often. This is not a trivial matter, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that we ignore the spiritual and emotional side of us, we just need to look at the statistics over the last years, and we see that the amount of psychological and emotional suffering and disorder and pain is rising and rising and rising. And if we can continue to ignore it, continue to run away from it, it will rise and rise and rise. And eventually, as we are told, is crippling us as a people, as a race, as an entity on this planet. So now's the time to connect to our emotional and spiritual side and bring down that emotional and spiritual suffering and connect with ourselves, connect with others, connect with a higher infinite power, sometimes called God, sometimes called the name, sometimes called the infinite, sometimes called the Almighty. It doesn't matter the name. It's about connecting to that. And that will reflect inside of us. It will reflect inside our well-being. It will reflect inside the quality of our life. So I'm leaving you now for a break until the 20th of April. I want to thank each and every one of you that have joined me every day almost for 2 weeks or so. And I appreciate you joining in, and I appreciate you being part of this community. I appreciate the fact that you've been active in this, and that you are part of it. It helps me. Okay? So once again, slow down, enjoy your time, enjoy your day. Keep in touch with me, and I'll see you on the 20th. Please God. Happy holidays. Thank you for listening.